Hi guys, it's been a while since I've done a video update. I recently moved and had to reconfigure my shop space. So just going to do a quick overview of what Denver 3D printing can do. So over here we got my Craftbot. It's currently printing some carbon fiber nylon. This is actually one of my intake setups that it's printing. I print lots of intake setups, mainly for the Dodge Hellcat platform, but I can always custom make an intake setup that fits your needs. Over here we have my, used to be a Cube Pro Duo, now it is a Denver 3D Special Altium printer. It's got a liquid cooled hot end on there. This particular guy can print all the way up to the Altium filaments. Currently it is printing some ABS plastic. I don't know if you can see there, but it prints very, very nicely. Most of my printers nowadays are enclosed. This allows me to print the higher end plastics like polypropylene, polycarbonate, ABS, ASA, nylons without really any problems. Over here we have my, used to be a CreekBot, but also has been completely reworked. Just recently finished setting up a different wiring setup for it, so it's now using a VGA cable. That is actually a Altium print that I printed for this guy. This guy is also an Altium printer, and it can print fairly large Altium parts. It is also liquid cooled with the heated chamber. So that's kind of some of the stuff that I do in the 3D printing side. I do have my resin printer over there, which I use often enough. This printer here is currently for sale. This is the belt printer, or the Creality 3D print mill. I have found that I just don't really print very long objects that I can't print in, well, really that guy, or on my very large printer that's 3 foot by 3 foot by about 3 foot. But one of the questions that I get asked a lot is, do I print just one of a thing for customers? Of course, that's actually what I specialize in. So my job is mainly to get your prototypes printed for you at a reasonable cost. Oof, sorry, it's a little bit hot, but there you can kind of see some of the quality that I expect out of my printers. I constantly do a lot of updates and calibrations on my printers to try to make sure that I get the best quality prints that I can, most accurate sizing. But this is currently a one-off print. Somebody just sent me a file from Thingiverse and they wanted it. It's a phone holder of some sort. That's the main majority of my services that I offer. Onesie prints. I do CAD Design services. So if you have a product that is in your head and you want to get it down into a 3D printed file or into a working prototype, I can do that for you. Over here I have laser engravers. This is my 100 watt machine. It's fairly large with a platform of 400 by 600 millimeters. So I can do, cutouts in acrylic, wood, leather, and a lot of other things. It also can do, it's like black and white photos. It does a very good job at that. But if you have any needs, we can get you sorted out. This is one of my intake setups. This one is actually for a Hellcat Durango. Most of my intake setups, I can make them for pretty much anything Hellcat related. Now that the plate's not so hot, we can get it out of the super bright light. But if you just have one item, or you go to Thingiverse and there's a product in there that you want, just send me an email. Or I have a quoting system built into my website, denver3dprint.com. You can submit the file through that, and you can get an idea of what it might cost to actually get it printed. Most prints similar in size to this one are going to be right around the $20. So it's not super expensive. I try to keep my prices very reasonable. I don't charge if the print messes up or anything like that. I charge a flat rate, $5 an hour. And then depending on the filament style, so nylon carbon fiber is a little bit more expensive. That one is about $10 an hour. Altium is about $50 an hour, unfortunately. Resin prints start around $35, and they typically, if they're small little figurines, they can go up to about $50 per figurine. If they're large objects, they can get rather expensive pretty quickly because they are solid. So if you know the designer, or if you're designing it yourself, if you can actually print it or design it hollow with some venting holes, that will allow me to charge a lot less because we don't have a solid hunk of plastic. But if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email, info@denver3dprint.com. Have a good holiday season.